Chapter 13. Impossible. Commander Dork muttered aloud. He ran his eyes over the computer printout one more time. Impossible, he repeated. The office was empty and dark except for the narrow cone of light from the desk lamp. Miss Moon had gone home hours ago after a hard day of not knowing how to do anything. The headmaster rubbed his aching forehead, trying to soothe away his persistent headache. Impossible, he repeated, his expression troubled. How could the first 10 cadets who took the weapon skills exam flunk it? There was only one word for it. The word the commander had been repeating over and over to the four walls of his office. Impossible. He held the test results under the desk lamp and went over them again in order. Let's see now. Maybe I'm not reading this thing correctly. No. It was just as he had read it the first 24 times. First, the 4 space cadets flunked. Well, that was to be expected. Broadside had tossed them out without even giving them a chance to shoot. Good man, Broadside. He should be given a promotion for that. But then what happened? Cheesewell and Hardy. The 2 best target shooters in the class refused to shoot. And they too flunked out. And then the next 4 cadets misfired somehow and nearly blew their own heads off. Not very impressive. Not very impressive at all. Dork thought, rubbing harder at his throbbing headache. He tossed down the test results and began to massage his pink flesh with both hands. There was only one cure for this headache. Only one cure for all the troubles of the day. And the cure sat waiting for him in the pantry outside the kitchen. The cure, of course, being a large helping of Carmela Flan's cherry rhubarb pie. Commander Dork couldn't stop himself. Before he realized it, his feet were taking him out of the office. And now his feet were taking him down the twisting, empty corridor. And now his feet were taking him into the kitchen. And his eyes were searching the dimly lit room, making sure the coast was clear. It wasn't. Carmela Flan stood in the dim gray light watching over her pie pantry. Just a surprise kitchen inspection, said the commander, thinking quickly, drawing himself up to his full height of almost 5 feet. Thief! Carmela Flan said quietly but firmly. You're a fat little thief, Commander Dork. It's Dork. He insisted and fled back to his office in fear and disappointment. The only exam left is the physical exam. Beef Hardy moaned. He shifted the ice pack on his fevered brow. No problem. Cammy Cheesewell croaked. No problem at all. She went into a coughing fit that could only be stopped by Beef pounding on her back with all his strength. His strength wasn't terribly impressive. His cold had developed into the flu. He no longer had the strength to sneeze. He could only He couldn't chew. The 2 ill and exhausted cadets were lying side by side on cots in the infirmary, plotting their final plot to make sure the space cadets didn't pass their exams. No problem? How can you say it's no problem? Beef wailed, staring at his reflection in the ceiling light fixture. I stayed up all night thinking about it. He tried to sit up, but his eyes started to swim in his head, and he lay back down. He looked so handsome when his eyes swim around like that. Cammy thought, I've already taken care of it. she informed him, croaking out the words through her painfully sore and swollen throat. Huh? The effort of saying, forced Beef to close his eyes and take a short nap. When he awakened, Cammy explained, I put something in that candy stuff the four of them are always eating. She said, you know, those fruit stick-ups. Yeah, that's all they eat. Fruit stick-ups, Beef said. And then he added, ah. But he wasn't able to chew. Well, I stayed up all night too. Cammy croaked. I waited by their door all night. Then this morning when they headed off to breakfast, I sneaked into their dormitory room and injected a chemical into their fruit stick-ups. I hope it isn't a harmless chemical. Beef said, no, it isn't harmless at all. Cammy said. This news seemed to cheer Beef considerably. What will it do to them? He asked, a little color returning to his cheeks. Turn them bright blue. Cammy said before going into another lengthy coughing fit. Huh? The chemical will turn their skin bright blue for 24 hours. All four of them will be as blue as baboons. As baboons? Beef asked. Well, whatever. Cammy replied impatiently. They'll be real blue. And there's no way Dr. Doolittle will let them pass their physical if they're bright blue. Brilliant, declared Beef. Absolutely brilliant. Soon all four of them will be singing the blues. Beef. Was that a joke you just made? Cammy croaked. Yes. I believe it was. Beef told her. They both tried to laugh, but the strain was too much. Instead, they fell into a deep sleep and didn't awaken until it was time for the final exam of the semester. The physical